Since the early 2000s, NASA has studied Bolivia's terrain for clues about life on Mars. Yet the greater mystery isn't on another planet, it's here, in the highlands where ancient civilizations accomplished what should have been impossible. At altitudes where oxygen is scarce and the soil yields almost nothing, they built cities, carved canals, and left behind innovations that continue to puzzle researchers. Remnants of their achievements remain visible today. The Uros Islands float on Lake Titicaca, with entire communities living on carefully crafted reed platforms, structures whose stability and design continue to intrigue modern engineers. In Valle de las Animas, towering stone pillars rise sharply toward the sky, their purpose still unknown. Meanwhile, the Aymara people continue to navigate this rugged region with ancestral knowledge passed down through generations. Join me as we uncover the most extraordinary wonders of Bolivia, places so unreal, they might just change the way you see this country forever. Thousands of needle-like formations mark the landscape of Valle de las Animas, some grouped so closely they resemble organ pipes, or, as some early visitors believed, petrified souls. Some locals believe the area is practically holy ground, and the sound of the wind through the rocks is thought to carry spiritual voices. The spires can reach impressive heights, and the near-complete absence of trees heightens their eerie appearance. These dramatic shapes create deep gorges, side passages, and sub-valleys. The valley's rock formations are primarily mud rock, shaped by a combination of glacial melt and erosion over a vast period. Sajama National Park is the oldest national park in its country, created to protect the native Quechua forests from over-harvesting for charcoal production. It is renowned for its high-altitude areas, which feature extensive plains, snow-capped volcanoes, hot springs, geysers, and wetlands. The park also contains ancient burial sites, cave paintings, and colonial-era churches. Its name comes from an Aymara deity, as the park and its main volcano have spiritual meaning for the Aymara people who have lived here for thousands of years, maintaining traditional lifestyles and sustainable practices. Nevado Sajama is the park's highest peak and the tallest mountain in the country. It is an extinct stratovolcano, famous for its symmetrical cone and permanent ice cap. Surrounded by secondary peaks and glacial valleys, the volcano is a composite structure built from layers of lava and ash, with evidence of ancient eruptions. Its slopes host the highest growing trees in the world, the queñoa. Alpacas are a common sight in the park, often grazing in herds since they are herbivores who are active during the day. They are domesticated camelids, valued for their wool and ability to thrive in high-altitude environments. As social animals, they communicate through visual and sound signals. And establish dominant and submissive relationships within groups. Fortunately, the alpacas are generally calm and tolerant of humans, making close observation possible. The Aymara people rely on alpacas for wool, which is woven into clothing, essential for life at high altitude. As the primary indigenous community living in the park, most Aymara families raise llamas and alpacas, spinning yarn and weaving textiles that are passed down through generations as a form of inherited wealth. Other than that, they are known for their deep-rooted traditions, pastoral lifestyle, and community-based management of land and resources. In fact, they organise themselves into traditional communities called ailas, based on collective work and shared responsibilities. Their land management includes the use of high-altitude peatlands for grazing, which they carefully manage to prevent overuse. Fences and communal rules help control herd movements and protect these fragile ecosystems. Today, many Aymara still live in circular adobe homes, a design that helps insulate against the extreme cold of the high plains. Tomarapi is a small village within the park, known for its quiet atmosphere and community-run lodge. It is a base for exploring the park and offers simple accommodations managed by the local community. Nearby the Huchusuma Chapel is a historic adobe church that serves as an example of colonial-era architecture. Laguna Sorapata is a lake at the base of mountain peaks, part of a network of highland lagoons that support bird life and other fauna. It is a stop on multi-day treks through the park, often visited alongside other lakes and geysers. Laguna Colorada is a shallow salt lake famous for its vivid red waters and large flocks of flamingos. The red colour comes from a combination of red sediments and algae that thrive in the mineral-rich, salty water. The sediments of the lake are rich in diatoms, tiny microfossils used in various industries, including paint, toothpaste, and filtering agents. Temperatures at the lake can drop extremely low at night, sometimes below -20 degrees Celsius. The lake is dotted with white borax islands, as well as surrounded by cracked clay beds, grasslands, and volcanic rocks. It is recognised as a wetland of international importance and is protected under the Ramsar Convention. The lakeside town of Copacabana sits on the southwestern shore of Lake Titicaca. It is famous for its religious festivals, the Basilica of Our Lady of Copacabana, and as a gateway for trips to the lake's islands. Interestingly, it has been a sacred place since pre-Columbian times, with the Incas and earlier cultures building shrines and performing ceremonies here. The town became a major Catholic pilgrimage site after the creation of the Dark Virgin statue by Tito Yupanqui, a descendant of Inca emperors in the late 1500s. Lake Titicaca is the largest lake in South America by volume and surface area and is considered the highest navigable lake in the world. More than 25 rivers flow into the lake, but only one flows out, making it nearly a closed system. It has been central to Andean civilizations for thousands of years, including the Tiwanaku and Inca cultures. In Inca mythology, it is the birthplace of the first Inca king and the site where the sun, moon, and stars were created. The lake's level fluctuates with the seasons and climate, though it never freezes, despite its altitude and cold nights. The Uros Islands are a group of floating islands made entirely from totora reeds, located on Lake Titicaca. They are home to the Uros people, who have developed a unique way of life on these artificial islands. The Uros began building floating islands to escape threats from other groups, including the Incas. The islands are constructed by layering totora reeds over thick reed roots, with new layers added regularly to maintain buoyancy. Their reed boats, often decorated with animal heads, are an iconic part of Uros culture and are still crafted for ceremonial and tourist use. Each island supports several families, and larger islands have communal spaces for schools and gatherings. Tiwanaku is known as one of the most significant ancient archaeological sites in the Andes, featuring monumental stone architecture, carved monoliths, and mysterious temples. The ruins include the Acapana Pyramid, the Kalasasaya Temple, with the famous Gateway of the Sun, and the semi-subterranean temple, lined with carved stone heads. These structures showcase advanced engineering, astronomical alignments, and artistic achievements that influenced later civilizations, most notably the Inca. The Anteroom of Heaven, also called Antesala del Cielo, or Serranía de Hornocal, is famous for its colourful mountain range. The mountains display a zigzag pattern of stripes in various shades of red, pink, yellow and green, caused by layers of different minerals exposed by erosion. Its colourful stripes are part of a limestone formation known as the Yacarite, which stretches across several countries and dates back millions of years. Laguna Verde is known for its intense green colour, which comes from a high concentration of minerals such as sulphur, arsenic and calcium carbonate, as well as algae living in its waters. Its name literally means green lagoon, a direct reference to the vivid green hue of its waters caused by mineral content and microorganisms. It formed in a natural basin and is fed partly by geothermal hot springs, which keep its water temperature relatively warm despite the cold environment. The lake is part of a protected national reserve, surrounded by volcanic landscapes and salt flats, which were historically important to indigenous communities as a source of salt. Laguna Verde's waters are also famous for sightings of one of its rarest visitors, the James flamingo, a small, pale pink flamingo with bright red streaks on its neck and back, and black flight feathers. The bird feeds by filtering algae and tiny crustaceans from shallow waters, using its specialised, deeply curved bill lined with fine lamellae. Due to Laguna Verde's toxicity, they very rarely visit the lake itself, but are more commonly found in nearby saline lakes that support their food sources. It communicates through nasal honks and visual displays like head flagging and wing salutes during mating. Breeding occurs in colonies, with pairs building mud nests and both parents incubating a single egg. Chicks hatch with grey and white feathers and develop adult plumage as they mature. Potosi is recognized as one of the world's highest cities and for its historic connection to silver mining. In the 16th and 17th centuries, it grew from a small settlement into a major urban centre after the discovery of vast silver deposits in the nearby Cerro Rico mountain. At its peak, Potosi was among the richest and most populous cities in the world, with wealth that influenced global trade and economics. The Royal Mint in Potosi produced coins that became a global standard, reaching as far as Asia and helping to fuel the early global economy. In fact, its name became synonymous with immense value, with the Spanish expression valer un Potosí, meaning to be worth a fortune. The city's architecture reflects this era, with grand churches, convents and the Royal Mint, which produced coins that circulated across continents. Cerro Rico, or Rich Mountain, is famous as the source of the world's largest silver lodes. It shaped the destiny of Potosi and the Spanish Empire, with silver extracted here, funding European wars and trade for centuries. Unfortunately, the Spanish used forced labour systems, including the Maita, compelling indigenous people and enslaved Africans to work in the mines under brutal conditions. Ollagüe volcano is a large andesite stratovolcano located in the Andes mountain range. It is recognised for its prominent summit crater, which opens to the south and features a notable fumarole visible from many kilometres away. It has a very distinctive appearance, often covered with snow and displaying yellow and red hues due to mineral deposits and past volcanic activity. The volcano has been the site of sulphur mining, with hydrothermal processes creating significant sulphur deposits on its slopes. It is considered potentially active, with monitoring in place due to its ongoing fumarolic activity, even though no historical eruptions have been recorded. The city of Sucre has played a central role in political and intellectual life, with the Universidad de San Francisco Xavier, one of the oldest universities in the region, shaping its reputation as an educational centre. Historically, it served as the site where the Declaration of Independence was signed, with its name even honouring a key leader in the independence movement, Antonio José de Sucre. In fact, it is essentially the constitutional capital of Bolivia due to this legacy. It carries the nickname La Ciudad Blanca, which means the White City, referring to its large number of iconic whitewashed buildings. Even its street layout and architecture have remained largely unchanged for centuries, still adhering to how it looked during colonial times. The Sucre Cathedral, also known as the Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe, stands on the main square and is one of the city's most important religious landmarks. Its construction spanned several centuries, resulting in a mix of architectural styles, primarily Baroque and neoclassical. The cathedral houses valuable religious art, including paintings and sculptures, and is the seat of the archdiocese. It also hosts an annual festival honouring the Virgin of Guadalupe, which draws crowds for processions and celebrations. The building includes a functioning clock tower, which was added in the later part of the 18th century and remains a distinctive part of the city skyline. North Yungas Road is widely known as Death Road due to its history of frequent and deadly accidents. In fact, it has a reputation as one of the world's most dangerous roads, with a high number of fatalities, especially before a safer alternative route was built. Built in the 1930s by prisoners of war after the Chaco War, it was the first direct route connecting the highlands to the northern rainforest. The road connects the high Andes to the Amazonian lowlands, descending rapidly through steep mountains and sharp curves. Its name comes from the Yungas region, which means warm lands in the Aymara language and refers to the fertile area the road traverses. To decrease its dangerousness, authorities changed traffic laws specifically for this road. Vehicles drive on the left to give drivers a better view of the edge, and those going uphill have the right of way. Amboro National Park is located at the meeting point of the Andes and lowland forests, creating a unique environment that supports thousands of plant species and wildlife. The park's name comes from the Amboro mountain range, which is a defining feature of the area. Jaguars are one of Amboro's most notable predators, though they are solitary and elusive, making sightings rare. Additionally, they are mostly active at dawn and dusk, making them even more difficult to spot. These animals are known for their powerful build, strong jaws, and ability to swim across rivers. As territorial predators who usually roam alone, they mark their range with scent, which ranges between deer, capybaras, and sometimes caimans. They then use stealth and strength to ambush their prey, often delivering a fatal bite to the skull. The presence of jaguars in Amboro is a sign of a healthy ecosystem, as these big cats require large, undisturbed territories to thrive. The spectacled bear, also called the Andean bear, is the only bear species native to South America and is considered rare in Amboro. Its name comes from the unique markings around its eyes, which resemble spectacles. As omnivores, they maintain a diet of mostly fruits, bromeliads, insects, and sometimes small animals. These animals are important for seed dispersal, helping to maintain the health of the forest. Santa Cruz de la Sierra, commonly called Santa Cruz, is recognized as a major urban center in the Eastern Plains. The city is known for its rapid economic growth, modern infrastructure, and as a gateway to both business and travel in the region. It was settled by Ñuflo de Chaves in 1561, who named the city after his hometown in Extremadura, Spain, Santa Cruz de la Sierra, meaning Holy Cross of the Hills. However, the area was inhabited by the Shanay people before Spanish arrival, with archaeological evidence such as ceramics and weapons found in the region. Its central square, Plaza 24 de Septiembre, acts as the heart of city life, surrounded by colonial buildings and the main cathedral. The Cordillera Real is a prominent mountain range forming part of the Andes and acts as a natural barrier between the high Altiplano plateau and the Amazon lowlands. It is characterized by a long chain of snow-covered peaks, many of which rise above 6,000 meters, which are visible from great distances. Its snow and ice fields are visible for much of the year, and the dramatic scenery has been compared to the Tibetan Plateau by travellers. The range is unusually glaciated for its latitude due to moist air masses from the nearby Amazon basin. Early settlements by Aymara and Quechua communities were established at its foothills, with its peaks being significantly involved in their folklore. It has been referred to as the New World Himalaya by Austrian climbers due to its reputation among international mountaineers, especially since the late 19th century. Cementerio de Miluni is a cemetery located near the mining area of Miluni, on the slopes of the Cordillera Real. It serves as a memorial to miners who lost their lives working in harsh conditions. Llamas are commonly seen moving between the Altiplano and the lower slopes of the Cordillera Real, using ancient trails that have connected communities for generations. The range forms the eastern edge of the Altiplano, providing a natural corridor for these animals. The llamas are known for being well adapted to high altitudes and are used as pack animals by local communities. In fact, they are important to the economies of such communities as they provide wool, meat, and transport. These animals are social animals, often seen in groups, and are known for their ability to navigate steep and rocky terrain. They usually graze on the sparse grasses of the Altiplano and move to lower slopes for better forage. The Bolivian Altiplano is a vast high plateau located between two major Andean mountain ranges, the Cordillera Occidental and the Cordillera Oriental. Its name means high plain in Spanish, reflecting its position as one of the world's highest inhabited plateaus. The plateau's thick crust is among the thickest on Earth, a result of complex geological processes involving tectonic uplift and crustal flow. Ancient civilizations, including the Tiwanaku, flourished here, as the region has long been an important agricultural and cultural centre, with maize and wheat grown near Lake Titicaca due to its moderating climate. The Siloli Desert is located in the southwest corner of the Altiplano, near the border with the Atacama Desert. It is known for its arid conditions, red and ochre sands, and unusual rock formations shaped by wind erosion. These rock formations have been naturally preserved for thousands of years due to the region's extreme dryness and isolation. The desert is notably part of the larger Eduardo Avaroa Andean Fauna National Reserve, which protects unique wildlife and geological features. La Paz is recognised as the administrative capital and the highest capital city in the world. Founded in 1548 on the site of an Inca settlement, La Paz was established as a commercial hub along the trade route between the silver mines and the Pacific coast. However, it became the site of major uprisings against Spanish colonial rule, with one of the first calls for South American independence issued here in 1809. Its full name was changed to La Paz de Ayacucho in 1825 to honour the final victory over Spanish forces in the Wars of Independence. Over time, it became a centre for political, economic and cultural activity, eventually assuming the role of administrative capital due to its growing importance and strategic location. The Witches' Market is a popular destination in the city centre, known for its stalls selling traditional medicines, amulets, dried herbs, and ritual items. As expected from its name, it reflects the fusion of indigenous beliefs and Catholic traditions, with items used in both spiritual and everyday practices. Many of the vendors are yatiris or traditional healers who provide advice and remedies for health, luck and protection. Mi Teleférico is an urban cable car network that connects La Paz with neighbouring El Alto and various districts across the city's steep terrain. Being one of the longest and most extensive urban cable car networks worldwide, it was introduced to address traffic congestion and improve public transportation. The cable cars offer panoramic views of the city and surrounding mountains, making them popular with both commuters and tourists. It has transformed daily life for many residents, reducing travel times and connecting previously isolated neighbourhoods. The Valle de la Luna is a geological area on the outskirts of La Paz, known for its eroded clay and rock formations that create a luna-like landscape. The area gets its name from its resemblance to the surface of the moon, a comparison made famous after astronaut Neil Armstrong visited in 1969 and remarked on its lunar-like appearance after his journey to the moon. Each formation is unique, and visitors often enjoy spotting shapes that resemble animals, hats, or faces. The site has been used for traditional ceremonies and is a popular location for local festivals. Illimani is the highest peak in the Cordillera Real range and dominates the skyline of La Paz. This mountain was first climbed in 1898 by British and Italian mountaineers, though evidence of earlier indigenous ascents has been found, such as Aymara ropes at high elevations. It has 4 main peaks, and its south summit is the highest. Local folklore tells of Illimani defeating the rebellious mountain Mururata, who was then beheaded, resulting in its flat top, with Mururata's head becoming the Sajama volcano. It is composed mainly of granodiorite, a type of intrusive rock formed during the Cenozoic era, contributing to its rugged structure. The mountain's glaciers have significantly preserved up to 18,000 years of climate and environmental records, making it an important site for scientific research. Valle de las Rocas, or Valley of the Rocks, is located in the southwest Highlands, within the Altiplano region. It features a wide expanse filled with massive, oddly shaped volcanic rocks and boulders. The site is part of the Eduardo Avaroa National Reserve and lies in the Siloli Desert, making it a key stop for travellers exploring the region's salt flats and deserts. However, due to its location, it experiences hot days and cold nights, with little precipitation. The area is recognised for its red and orange hues, giving it an appearance similar to a Martian landscape. Another one of the most prominent peaks in the Cordillera Real mountain range is Huayna Potosi, which is considered to be one of the most accessible 6,000-metre peaks in the world. Located just north of La Paz, its proximity to a major city and relatively straightforward glacier route make it a top choice for mountaineers, often described as the easiest 6,000er, though it still requires technical skill and proper acclimatization. The first recorded ascent was made by German climbers Rudolf Dienst and Adolf Schulze in 1919, after an earlier attempt ended in tragedy. The mountain is composed mostly of granite and is part of a region where the Andes are at their widest. The area around Huayna Potosi has a history of mining, with old tin mines and mining camps visible along the approach routes. Laguna Zongo is a glacial lake that can be found near the base of Huayna Potosi, along the approach route to the mountain. It is recognised as a key acclimatisation and staging area for climbers heading to Huayna Potosi. The city of Oruro is widely recognised as the folklore capital of its country, sitting on the high plains and has a long history tied to mining, especially silver and tin. Once one of the most important mining centres, its patron saint, the Virgin of Socavon, is believed to protect miners. The city's name comes from the Uru people, an ancient group that lived in the region before the arrival of the Spanish. Meanwhile, its title is due to its close connection to indigenous cultures, Catholic traditions, and the fusion of both in local festivals and rituals. Honouring the city's patron saint is the Virgin Mary and Son Monument, which also serves as a popular pilgrimage site, especially during major festivals. The monument is one of the tallest statues of the Virgin Mary in the region and can be seen from many parts of the city. The Carnival de Oruro is one of the most famous festivals in South America, recognised for its elaborate costumes, dances and music. The event combines indigenous traditions with Catholic rituals, creating a unique celebration that lasts several days. The main dance, the Diablada, features performers dressed as devils, angels and other mythological figures, reenacting the struggle between good and evil. Thousands of dancers and musicians parade through the streets, attracting crowds from across the world. Cementerio de Trenes, or the train cemetery, is located on the outskirts of Uyuni, where dozens of abandoned train parts are scattered across the barren high plains. Its collection mostly consists of early 20th century British-built steam locomotives and rail cars that once served as the backbone of the region's mining and transport industries. In fact, they used to haul minerals like silver, tin and salt from the highlands to ports. These were abandoned after the collapse of the mining industry and the decline of the railway network in the mid-20th century. The salt winds blowing across the plains have accelerated the corrosion of the metal, with the addition of man-made effects as they have been picked over for parts vandalised and covered in graffiti. Sol de Mañana, meaning morning sun in Spanish, is one of the highest geothermal fields in the world, sitting at nearly 5,000 metres above sea level. The area is known for its intense volcanic activity, featuring bubbling mud pots, powerful fumaroles, and geysers that emit columns of steam and sulfur gases. Hence, it is marked by a strong smell of sulfur and a terrain that appears almost lunar, with cracked earth and colourful mineral deposits. The name comes from the phenomenon being most impressive at sunrise, when the cold air and the first light of day make the steam clouds especially stunning. Its geothermal energy potential has been studied for clean electricity production, with ongoing research and development in the area. In fact, the area's landscape has been compared to the early formation of Earth, with its raw geothermal energy and mineral-rich ground. Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt flat, covering over 10,000 square kilometres in the high-altitude Altiplano. It is a vast white expanse of salt crust, interrupted only by a few rocky islands that are remnants of ancient volcanoes. The area is known for its massive lithium reserves, with brine beneath the salt crust, containing a significant portion of the world's lithium supply. Naturally, it also serves as a major source of salt, with conical piles dotting the landscape as part of traditional salt harvesting. The area contains about 11 layers of salt, and in some places the crust is thick enough to support heavy vehicles. Its unique appearance has led it to appear in movies such as the Star Wars franchise, specifically in Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Isla Incahuasi, often called Cactus Island, is a rocky outcrop located in the middle of the Salar de Uyuni salt flat. It is famous for its giant cacti, mainly of the species Trichocereus passacana, which are a rare sight in the middle of a salt flat and grow extremely slowly. In fact, the cacti grow at a rate of about 1 centimetre per year, making the tallest among them several centuries old. The island is the exposed top of an ancient volcano that was submerged when the region was covered by a prehistoric lake, around 40,000 years ago. The coral-like structures and fossilised algae found here are remnants of that ancient lake environment. These structures on the island are so fragile and unusual that they are often mistaken for petrified wood or ancient sculptures. This is Bolivia, a land of hidden wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unreal wonders of Colombia, check out this video.